Patch number 6 for Hades 2 is here, and it brings with it some major nerfs to big important boss enemies on the surface, but are they too much? This particular patch brings a lot of small changes with it, like quality of life improvements for the weapons, such as the Moonstone Axe being able to channel its Omega attack faster, or the Black Coat Omega Special locking on faster. There's also a small buff to Dionysus' Festive Fog boon to make it more similar to the boon in Hades 1, where it can stun foes that are inside. The other small thing of note is that the 2 new familiars added in the last patch, Rocky the Raven and Hecuba the Hound. Rocky the Raven no longer has hidden damage bonuses against certain types of foes. And they've also fixed incorrect text for marked effect duration, though the duration itself is unchanged. And as for Hecuba the Hound, they're no longer as prone to waiting around prior to digging, so less downtime, more active. Okay, the real reason why we're here is this foes and dangers section. They changed a lot of the bosses and mini-bosses. Prometheus has a lot of changes. They've adjusted his flame strike patterns. They've slightly reduced his uppercut speed, kick, and flurry is not quite as punishing. This is interesting. So that's just like a straight up damage nerf to him. He's not going to be punishing you as much, and he's not going to be as fast with bringing those moves out. They've also improved his visual clarity on some of his moves and made him more fittingly Titan size. So I'm assuming that means they made him bigger. His attacks are going to be a little bit easier to read. I do primarily play Hades 2 on Steam Deck, and I did find it was a little hard to read his moves sometimes, so I do welcome the size change and the telegraph change. For Eris, they've reduced her number of phases and made it easier to tell where she's aiming with some of her rail attacks, making her a little bit easier as well as reducing the damage boost duration that she gets from her rockets. Talos, they've straight up just nerfed its HP. For the Mega Draken, the one that hangs out on the nest, this is the mini-boss, they've slightly reduced its armor and fixed an issue where it would fly out of bounds. For the Auto Watcher, they've reduced its damage, its tracking speed, and its elite armor. I believe this is one of the automatons. Snow Shambler, reduced life. Harpy Raptor, reduced life. Satyr Sapper, reduced tracking speed. Fewer of them will appear at once, so there's just straight up less enemies on the screen when you fight these ones. Satyr Raider, reduced damage of some attacks. And Satyr Goldpike, reduced damage of some attacks. They've also reduced tentacle damage from Charybdis. They've slightly reduced its health, and they've slightly reduced the frequency of its range attacks. This is a lot of nerfs for a lot of enemies on the surface. You know, I did personally find after the Olympic update dropped, I was like, man, the surface feels a lot harder than the underworld. But I was asking myself, is this a skill issue? Because the underworld felt really hard at first, but the more I kept practicing, I got really good at it. And now Kronos is a piece of cake. Prometheus has been kicking my butt, but as I keep practicing, as I keep losing, I keep getting closer, or I keep getting wins here and there. So is this a skill issue? Have they gone too far, or were these nerfs needed? Let me know down below.